Just wanted to take a moment to talk to all of the men who are under a lot of pressure, and maybe even seem like you're always under pressure. Please know I understand. And what makes this pressure even heavier to carry for those of us who are really strong is when people around us look at us like what we're carrying is nothing. When we know, especially men of the Most High, because that's a different type of pressure when you're in a world that opposes him and the things that he desires. We know that the crosses we carry will break the majority of men backs. So how do we keep walking this path, this narrow path that leads to life? It's so easy, like Yahushua says, it's so easy, broad is the path that leads to destruction. Anyone can travel that. It's wide. If this sidewalk was only a foot wide, I would have to walk it very carefully. But if it's broad, which Yahushua says is the ways of the world, I could move all around, spin around. It don't matter. I can do what I want and I won't fall. But for those of us who desire to walk that narrow path, it's challenging at times. I couldn't hold Yahushua's sandals. I couldn't hold David's sling. And those men even felt the pressure at times, if you know the scriptures. So what do? Those of us who have to keep going, keep fighting. Want to give up, you don't, especially when you're spiritually enlightened, you know what this world is and what it's about. It's nothing. All this stuff will pass away. You work hard. How many men you know work hard, retire, and then die before they can enjoy all that they worked hard for? And they leave that to their wives and their kids, and they're gone. Like Solomon says, that's meaningless, man. It's like he says, chasing after the wind. So what I do, and I shared in Battle Cry, my book. If you haven't pre-ordered it, please consider to do so. I really lay it all on the line, fellas. I give you all that helped me make it daily and wage and win the war that I fight within. I shalak, which means, shalak in Hebrew means to cast away. And it's a biblical form of meditation that I created. It's not necessarily emptying yourself, none of that. It's about emptying your cares, casting them to the Most High. And I have to do that every day. I can't be seated in a position, calm, and I have to do that in stressful situations. I have to do it in times like this when I'm just walking down the street. I have to do it when I have to speak somewhere, and I don't even like public speaking at all. I do it because I know the Most High needs me to speak for him, needs me to, I'd rather say, shine a light for him and to free those who are in darkness. So I take time, whether it's a morning walk or if I'm at home playing my guitar or at my office, take a moment to breathe, inhale, exhale, every thought that could become toxic, that could cause me to behave in a way that could not only hurt others but hurt myself. And for those of us who carry a lot of weight, we got to remember, especially men of the Most High, Yahushua understands. That's why he says those who are heavily burdened and weary, come to him and he will give us what? Rest. The issue is that we have to work so hard all the time and carry seemingly the weight of everyone who's weak. It's like, man, how do we find that time to really rest? I don't have time to stop. And that's why it's important that we learn how to shalak. While we're moving, learn how to shalak. While we're praying, learn how to shalak. While we're in conflict, learn how to shalak before we go to sleep. If not, gentlemen, we won't finish the race. When the Most High says, be still and know that he is God, he's not talking about just stop and don't do anything, just stay here for a long time. No. It has to do with here and here, calming your soul, weaning it, being still. That's what he's talking about. Not just not doing anything. Let me go this way. I haven't walked this way before. I don't even know if I should be over here, but cut through here. And that's what it means. And so I just wanted to share that with you real quick. Those of you who are under a lot of pressure, please understand you will crack eventually if you don't alleviate that pressure and take time out to open up a valve so some of that can just come out of you. Yes, it hurts, man. It's not cool when we're overlooked or like what we're going through ain't nothing. Everybody go through that. When we know not everybody go through what we go through. But it's written that we should not have a spirit of complaining. And we shouldn't. It does nothing. Like the old timers would say, I would complain, but it wouldn't do me no good. So I just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully it encouraged you. Just take time to take things in sometime. Don't take your hand off the bar like if you're in the gym. You rack the weight and you know you shorted maybe 2 reps and you need to knock those 2 reps out. Don't take your hand off the bar. Keep your hand on the bar so that you can knock out those next 2 reps. However, it's imperative that when that weight, your knees are starting to buckle, that you rack the weight for a moment, especially if you don't have a spotter. So I pray this encourage you, and I almost said stay strong. I stopped saying that because as I share in my book, in Battle Cry, I share when we tell each other that, gentlemen, I understand what we're saying to each other. Stay strong, brother, whatever, stay strong. Subconsciously, we're telling each other that there's something wrong with being weak. I'm going to stop here because there's a lot of noise this way. So I'm going to just say, be encouraged, brothers, and keep fighting the good fight. No one can stay strong all the time. No one. So stay encouraged. Keep fighting the good fight. And when you can, rack the weight. Take a break for a moment, mental break, and then get back to it. Do not be shaken or distracted when people don't understand that the weight we carry is heavy. The reason they don't understand is because they got light weight on them. Try to find brothers around you who carry heavy weight that would understand, that can empathize with you. We can't go to people if we're pressing up or squatting 405. We can't go to someone that's only can squat 135 and share with them my concerns. They can't relate. Why would we get mad at them when they don't seem to care or be concerned when we're going through, or looking at us like we're crazy? Like, that ain't nothing. I mean, everybody got weight on their backs. That's true. But not everybody carrying 405. 405 pounds is significantly different than 135. However, for my brothers who are carrying lightweight and that weight is heavy for you, same thing. And some of us can take more pressure. Some of us can carry more weight. I don't want you, those of you who are just coming out of a rough situation, traumatized or whatever, feeling like, because this is the other extreme, and I'm glad, thank you, y'all, for putting this on my heart. I don't want you to feel that you're weak because of what you just came out of. You're just not strong enough to deal with a lot right now. That's of the evil one as well. I want you to shake that and find other men who are where you are right now. Because sometimes if you're around brothers who appear to be so strong and you don't really get to know them, you think everything's all good with them. But all of us are struggling to a certain extent. So I want you, those of you, my brothers, who that 135 pounds feels like 405 to you, I want you to find some brothers who are carrying 135, who have just come out of something, an emotional injury, something traumatic that's happened to them, and they mentally just aren't there enough to lift the weight that's on them. I'm gonna give you hope. I was there. Eventually you will get stronger and stronger and stronger, and you will be able to lift more. But then I want you to rewind this video, because then you're gonna fall in line with the other brothers as well. For me, I only can maintain the pressure of this world because I shalak, or cast it to the Most High every day, every second of the day. I stop leaning on humans to only do what he can do for me. You will stay disappointed. We're all humans, man. We're all flawed. Just love each other, encourage each other, and keep pressing. Stay encouraged. Keep fighting the good fight. When you feel weak, rack the weight. Don't take your hand off the bar. When it's time to lift it again, pull it off that rack and let's go. Whether it's 135 or 100 or 405 pounds, you carry it. Let's go. Be encouraged, brothers. I can't say that enough. I don't have to tell you this to be strong. If you've been through a lot and you made it this far, you're strong. Our biggest struggle, gentlemen, is allowing ourselves to be weak so that we can restore and rest. Well, hope this blessing encourages those who see it. Please subscribe so that you'll be notified whenever I do something like this, an impromptu video. Shalom.